Hi, this is Joe from Paracord Reviews, and this is part 2 of our review of the Ezzy-Jig Bracelet Maker. So we're going to go ahead and make a bracelet today. I have a clasp, and as I showed you guys before, you can easily put these in. So first thing I like to do though is I got some paracord together. I learned a really cool method for linking pieces together. Check out the Manny method. I used a very similar method. I kind of tweaked it for myself, but I would check that out. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and put together a bracelet. First thing, of course, is getting it ready. So I'm going to go ahead and you run into this problem sometimes, I'm sure, where you can't get it to slide through, so I'm going to go ahead and feed it in from the bottom. And this is one of the reasons I think I have moved away from using clips or buckles or whatever you want to call them. They annoy me. Go ahead and pull that through. Got a good knot right there, good connection. And let's go ahead and get the other side. And I'll put a link down below on where you can get that or see how to use the Manny method. It's a great method. It's so much better than trying to smash them together. Not that there's anything wrong with smashing them together, but this just is a little bit more secure, and I find it to be better. And of course, I put these in upside down, so isn't that always the way? Tell you what, I'm going to grab my Needlenose Pliers. That's something else I would recommend that every paracorder have, is a small pair of Needlenose Pliers. I use the heck out of mine. If you're anything like me and have big meaty hands, it's a good way to be able to give you some finesse. Sometimes you got to be able to pull things through, or you just need that tight little grip that you can't necessarily get with your fingers alone. So if you don't have a pair, I would recommend just going up to the hardware store, go up to Walmart even, and pick up a cheap pair of mini Needlenose pliers similar to this. You can use it around the house, but they're great for paracording. I've used them. Initially, I actually picked them up for work when I was working on computers, and then wound up using them more for this than anything. So I'm going to go ahead. Went ahead and I set this up to be 7.5 inches. So since the beauty of this is it will measure the clasps. Oh, that's tough for me to say this morning. It'll measure the clasps as part of the size. so I don't have to calculate that. It's just all part of it. And as I've said before, I like a tight paracord, but since I'm making this for other people, I'm going to go ahead and leave it a little bit on the loose side today. So let's going to go ahead and turn it. And you can see it's pretty easy to get going. You can just go ahead and start your paracord, or start your, some people call it I think the Cobra knot, others call it the Solomon knot, whichever. But you can see it's fairly easy. It holds it steady for you. One thing, mine has a little bit of a wiggle, as you can see. So, you know, these are wood, so you may have to go ahead and sand it. The other thing I'll say is, when I really get going, if I start going fast, this thing will move. So one thing you may want to think about, if you decide to pick this one up, or anyone, is putting some type of grip here and here, so on the bottom, so that you can go ahead and prevent it from doing that. One thing actually I do a lot when I'm really going and I'm going fast is I will sit down in my office chair and I'll put this back side against my stomach and this side up against the desk, and I kind of just use the pressure to keep it in place. And like I said, that's when I'm flying. And you know, if I'm having to make, once again, if I'm doing a big order or I'm doing something for the scouts or something like that, if I'm having one of these days where I have to churn out 45 of these things in a day, then yeah, that's kind of what I wind up doing. And I can tell you what, after a day like that, usually I have to take a day off because the tips of my fingers are have a little bit of rope burn, as you can see. But overall, just for your standard jigs, you can see this is really easy to do. Now, you know, so I measured this for 7.5. This is something else I do like. If I decide, you know what, I want to kind of get it tighter, here's the beauty. I stretch it out, get it held, tighten up the wing nut. Now, it's a lot tighter. So I can finish this up. Now, one thing I will tell you, and I think I may have made this too big, but we'll see here in a second. One thing I will tell you is that I finish them off, you know, when I melt them, I don't do it on here. I actually usually will take them off, well, not usually, always. I'll take it off and then go ahead and melt it separately. So I think I'm going to have just barely enough to do this, which is great. I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Go to my handy dandy little pliers, pull that through, And voila. Now what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll stretch it out a little bit. Then I'm going to take this bottom piece. I'm going to stretch it a little bit. And I'll hold the two together like so. If I can get them to cooperate. So I have it like that. Reach over, get my jet lighter. And I'm going to light them. Get them all nice, hot. Take my smoothing tool and smooth them out. I'll push that down in there. Now, this is a smoothing tool. Well, I'll go into more of this later, but you don't have to have something like this. You can actually use an old butter knife or any type of flat surface. Before I got this, and this came included with my needle kit, I used to use a piece of a metal keychain. So, and there you have it. A 7 and just over ½ paracord bracelet, perfect for a kid. And you know, it took me a matter of less than 10 minutes really to make this. So this type of jig is great for that. I'll also say that another really nice thing that you can do is it's great for making keychains. So this is one I've already done, but I can show you if you have, if you're going to be using a similar type of knot, and this might be a little too small, but you get the point. You can take, if you know you're going to have it, you can take, say, a carbiner and a key ring and put them on each side and make keychains. And that's the beauty of this piece here too. Now I will tell you, you can unscrew these and take these buckles out and put in whatever you want. I do a lot of slides, a lot of paracord bracelets now with slides, and I will actually either make little loops that I can easily undo, or I'll use these pieces for the loops so that, well, I'll show that one to you guys later, but you get the point. It gives you a lot of flexibility. So if you are making a lot of bracelets, if it's something that you enjoy doing, I would say this is a great investment. I think, is it a must-have? No. Is it a nice-to-have? Definitely. So, the Ezzy-Jig Bracelet Maker, I would definitely say you couldn't go wrong picking this up. You saw making a paracord bracelet really easy. And that's it for today. We'll see you around next time. Thanks.